Could be live. Give it a little bit for people to join in. Hello, 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 hello. Give it just a few. Takes about 3 minutes or so. What time is it? It's 6:20. So give it a couple minutes for people to join in and start typing in the chat. Let's see here. Almost a minute in. Takes a little bit. Let's see here. Shouldn't be too long. Hello, hello, hello. Almost 2 minutes in now. Come on, I gotta get some people in here. Surely. Taking a little longer than usual. Let's get going. All right, got one person in here. Type your answer and I'll respond. Make sure you go in depth, and if you can, like the stream so more people can join. We're about 2.5 minutes in here so far. Give me your answer and I'll tell you mine. Of course, double tapping the screen does help. Drops a like. Finally getting some people in here. Make sure you put your response in there and double tap so it can get pushed to more people. What's up, Wiggles? Hope you're having a good one. Alright, now we're starting to get some people in here. What's up, Alexis? What's up, Trip? Hope you all are having a good day. If you can, drop a like on the stream. It does help. Alexis says, what do you think? I think he did great in 2025. He did good in the start of 2026, and then the whole Iran situation kind of derailed him, but who knows? He can always redeem himself. We're 2 likes away from 5. Make sure to drop a like. It helps push the stream out to more people. Get some more conversations going. You think it's good? The administration or the Iran situation? You're having a good day, says Wiggles. That's good to hear. You're the OG, Alexis. Not sure what that means, but alright. Got my dad in the chat. 3 likes away from 10. Dropping a like does push it out to more people, which helps get the conversation going, make it less boring. About 4 minutes in so far. Dubious, that's a crazy comment, I'll be honest. First crazy one of the day. The nicest ice says, nope, he's doing bad. If you don't mind, please go in depth when you answer so I know how to respond. OG means original. Yep, indeed. We're 4 likes away from 10. Not sure how to really like a YouTube live stream, but it's either you click the thumbs up or double tap. I think double tap just gives it like a heart or something. Anna says no. Once again, make sure you guys go in depth when responding so that I can tell you mine. Boss says, I believe we're in such a state currently that neither party can help us in a single term. I agree. Lucille says yes. Make sure you go in depth so it's less boring for me. And if you can, drop a sub. Your name will pop up. Takes a couple minutes for it to go through the system, but it will pop up under the live sub count. Appreciate it, Kiwi. He says, Jesus loves y'all. Anna says she has a strong reason. I'd love to hear it. Jersey says no. I'd love to hear why as well. And I'll tell you my input when you respond. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. And if you don't, drop a like so we can get the numbers going. See the difference. Wiggle says, bro, you have 11.1 thousand likes. Now that's just subscribers. Not sure how to like a YouTube live stream. You either click the thumbs up or double tap. Not sure. But it does help a lot. Pushes the stream out to more people. We're 4 likes away from 10. What's up, Keyshawn? Hope you're having a good one. If you are watching, don't be shy. Give your input and I'll respond with mine. I tend to be pretty bipartisan when it comes to this, especially as of lately. Got 20 people in here, don't be shy. I feel people who have more money like Trump because they're getting more money from it. Not really sure what that means. Maybe you're talking about interest, not sure. Lucille says, as a Christian, my beliefs lean more towards Trump, and honestly, in the world we live in, we can't do much anymore. That's pretty true. Hero says, he owned Miss Teen USA at the same time as so-called being friends with Epstein. Yeah, that was a crazy clip, I'll be honest. Thomas says, I'm 14, so I don't know. That's fair. He owned a lot of things, that's for sure. 3 likes away from 10. Double tap gives it a heart, and clicking the thumbs up drops a like. Wiggle says, do you hate the devil? Indeed. Todd says, selfishly, as long as the market does good and gas prices decrease, I'm good with Trump. Me too, that's where I'm sitting right now. It'd be nice if we weren't so involved in the Middle East and fighting wars for other countries, but oh well. Adubia says, Trump is being blackmailed by Israel. What say you? Like I said a couple seconds ago, I don't think we should be fighting other countries' wars, especially in the Middle East, and I mean, I think we should honestly just be concerned with ourselves at the moment. I feel like that's what he ran on, but Anna says, you skipped mine. Let me look. You said you have one strong reason. That was the last comment you made. Maybe, yeah, maybe it was just like if you typed in all caps, it might not be shown. Thomas Kennedy says, what do you think? I think he did good in 2025. He did good at the beginning of 2026 with the whole Iran situation kind of derailed him. But redemption is always in the cards. Ivan says, ironic made abortion is illegal, though he's mentioned in the files more than Jesus has been mentioned in the Bible. I feel like if there was any crazy stuff on Trump in the Epstein files, the Democrats would have used that against him during the 2 previous elections, 2016 and the 2024 one. Play says, hero. Alright. 3 likes away from 10. If you do, drop a like. And if you're watching, don't feel shy, because it's pretty boring when you are, I'll be honest. Right, 2 likes away from 10. I do have a donation goal. Of course, you can just watch for free. You don't have to do anything, but it does help out a lot. Hero says he was also good buddies with Elon, who got caught in an email to Jeff, in 2012, 5 years after his convictions, where he begged to go to the island for the wildest parties. Biker Boy says, but we didn't know because the files weren't released. Are you dumb? You have no points against it. Well, I mean, don't you think that if there was something in the files that was so scandalous for Trump, they would have released it? I mean, it's been 10 years and Trump's the only president to release the files. I feel like it would have been an instant win for the Democrats if if they released them during their terms, but they didn't. Thomas says, we're learning about the war in school. Beverly says, no, he sucks. Please tell me why. Ivan says, Sam, we're learning about the war too. Anna says, he made an ASMR video of immigrants being deported. Yeah, his administration has been posting some crazy stuff, I'll be honest. We're 5 likes away from 15. Double tap gives a heart, and clicking the little thumbs up near the top does help out a lot, pushes it to more people. Got 15 people in here. Surely we can get some more typers. Let's see. As always, subscribing does help as well. If you think Trump's doing a good job, click the subscribe button. If you don't, click the like button. And by the way, if you do subscribe, someone's name just popped up under the live sub count. If you're interested in that, I don't know, but how about the 2 emails from Jeff to Maxwell? The dog hasn't barked yet, and that dog is Trump. Ooh, how Trump was over at Epstein's house. I mean, Epstein also said that Trump is friends with quite literally anybody, so. Moto, or Hero Moto, clearly don't like Trump. If you could give me some reasons of like things that his administration has done in 2025 or 2026 so far, that'd be great. But Leighton says hello. What's up? Ivan says, I only subbed because you're a great YouTuber. Appreciate it. Todd says, the Epstein files have no effect on anyone's lives except the victims. Bunch of gossip. Agreed. Chris Hansen says, Trump, Prince Andrew, and Maxwell walk into a cafe in France. Oh wait, that was in 2017. Feel like if that happened in 2017, considering he was president, it would have been all over the place. Thomas says, my girlfriend broke up with me to get with her ex that cheated on her. I'm a little sad. Do you have information on getting a girlfriend? It's a crazy situation, I'll be honest. But I probably wouldn't go asking for advice online. Probably ask your parents, to be honest. Guess just be yourself and they'll follow. Let's see, 4 likes away from 15. So if you don't think he's doing a good job, click the like button. If you do, click the subscribe button. 4 subscribers away from 11,150. Got 15 people in here. Surely we can get some more typers. No need to be shy. Bold of you to assume that I'm interested in love. I was talking about Thomas's comment. What's up, Mr. CK? We are 3 likes away from 15. They died 2 years ago, and that's not great. Sorry about that. Get a few $1 million instant girlfriend. and then watch her leave when you lose it all. Come on, we got 21 people in here. Surely we can get some more chats going. Or just numbers. If you think he's doing a good job, subscribe. If you don't, like. See the difference in numbers there. But definitely don't be shy when commenting, because try and keep it as bipartisan as possible while also injecting my own viewpoints, I should say. Let's see here. As usual, I do have a donation goal. You don't have to donate, but if you're able to, helps out a lot. You can always just watch for free, though. Trump tariffs have increased the cost for copper by over 25%, and this increases is found throughout many other construction materials that has caused an increase in cost to build homes, schools, hospitals, factories, retail factories. Sounds like Chat GPT to me, but I mean, I feel like, even Trump has said this himself. The tariffs were ultimately just threatening other countries to pay their fair share, which they haven't been doing for the past 4 years, but threatening tariffs scared them, and now a lot of them are paying, and a lot of them are investing billions of dollars into the United States. Chris Jensen, a war against a dictator without a ground invasion, absolute lunacy from the Pentagon. Are you talking about Venezuela? I'm guessing. Once again, 3 likes away from 15. I'm a project manager in major commercial construction, and many firms have put a halt on projects and have switched to tenant improvement instead of new construction. That's rough. Swirly says no, he's not. If you could elaborate, that'd be great. Last week I had 100 people in here. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. We're 3 subs away from 11,150. If you don't, like. Thomas says, thanks for reading my messages. It means a lot to me. I'm a surgeon. I have 2 jobs, and I'm not getting by. Being a surgeon and having 2 other jobs and not getting by is crazy. Don't know what economy that is. We got memos from NIBCO and Viega, as well as Greenhouse, saying they're enforcing force majeure to not hold prices for the agreed upon 30-day quotes. That's rough. Also have a 26% increase in costs for the premiums of healthcare. Sturgeon. Alright. Someone apparently calling themselves a sturgeon. Oh, struggle. Okay. It means a lot to me. Struggle with 2 jobs and not getting by. That sucks. Makes more sense, though, I'll be honest, than surgeon, because surgeons are like 6-figure salaries. But I hope things get better. Let's see here. Moon Pie 5 says Trump is your POTUS. Indeed. I don't understand the whole no kings protest thing. I feel like he's never called himself a king. I went to one just to check it out like a week ago, and I got there early, and there were buses filled with protesters. They were being bussed in with factory made signs. They all looked the same. It was kind of funny. He advocated for taking away birthright citizenship, which in of itself would mean Marco Rubio should be deported. Or it just means he would need to apply for citizenship. But I mean, I don't necessarily agree with birthright citizenship because a lot of people from other countries, before their due date, will take a vacation to the United States, and then the kid that's born gets to reap the benefits of the country with citizenship, and shouldn't be that way. Moonpie5 says no King's protesters don't have real jobs. That's true, probably. Some of them. Primal Scream says liar. What are you referring to? There was a No Kings protest in Wilmington, North Carolina about a week ago that I went to, and oh well, it was something. Paid agitators, a lot of them probably are. Three likes away from 15 does help a lot and gets more people in here, believe it or not. If you're watching, don't be afraid to comment, because if you don't comment, it's a little boring. If you think he's doing good, click the subscribe button. If you don't, click the like button. I'll get something out of this, regardless. Moonpie5 says, I love Caitlin Bennett from Liberty Hangout. Yeah, she's funny. Give me your tired, your poor / your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Not sure what that means. Elaboration would be fantastic. The U.S. is not a refugee camp. Agreed. Agreed. We're full. Also agree. Hiromoto, what was your thoughts on the southern border being open during the Biden administration? Were you for that or against it? Primal Scream says it's in the Statue of Liberty. I have not read up on that, but I'll take your word for it. Be cool to visit one day. Appreciate it, Moon Pie. Seem to be one of the people in here that think most like me. Cliff says, the true No King celebration will take place on July 4th, celebrating our founding fathers, proclaiming there will be no king in America. Agreed. Primal Screams, I'm sorry that I don't know the inscriptions of the Statue of Liberty. I mean, I don't know what else you really want from me. You're commenting like people are born to know that. Who doesn't know that? You have to be kidding. Why would that benefit me? Moon Pie. That's a crazy comment. Steven says the UK has a king whose family is originally German. That is probably true. Cliff says, I don't either. Wiggle says, bro, I'm back. The phone died. Glad you're back. Landing says, Trump is the GOAT. Please elaborate. So that I have more to say. Christ on a bike, man, you're not knowledgeable enough to debate. I'm not knowledgeable enough to debate because I don't know the inscriptions of the Statue of Liberty. I mean, that's a crazy statement. Crazy statement. Off the top of your head, what's the inscription at the Lincoln Memorial? And if you don't know it, then you shouldn't debate. That's what you sound like, I'll be honest. Moon Pie says, Jesus Christ is king, Trump is my POTUS. Agreed. Hero says, my thought was that Biden had a bill that was supposed supported by the Border Patrol that would increase the funding of the Border Patrol and the funding of border surveillance, which also increasing the number of federal judges to help expedite the court appearances and either reject or accept citizens. Trump didn't need a bill, and he closed it almost instantly. Moonpie says Primal does this in a lot of different lives. He's an instigator. At least he's giving me engagement. Cliff Jones says Biden was a liar. Elaborate. Once again, double tap the screen. That gives it a heart, but clicking the thumbs up drops a like, and that helps out a lot. Trump lobbied off shutting this bill down so that he can run off of it. I mean, he didn't have any political power, so he couldn't have really shut it down. Stephen Jones says, did Biden actually make any of his own decisions? No, I think that was probably the auto pen. Glad you're back, Wiggles. Regardless of anyone's views in the chat, glad you're here and glad we're able to talk about, critical topics like this without consequences. It's a great thing about this country. Sure, you've been asked about this. Have you read the Epstein files? Not the whole thing. Definitely not the whole thing. Circuit barred. My whole thing with the Epstein files is if there was scandalous things about Trump and the Epstein files, why didn't the Democrats release the Epstein files in 2016 and in the 2024 election? I feel like it would have just been an easy victory for them if they did that. What's up, Eva, sorry. Because he's eroding away the founding principles of our government and constitution, there's a reason why we have 3 separate branches of government, which apparently we have lost. In terms of eroding government and founding principles in the Constitution, we could also talk about how Kamala Harris didn't get any primary votes, but somehow came out as the general election candidate for the Democrats. Moonpie, on a different note, I love General Tso chicken and pork egg rolls. Alright. Might have to try that. Cliff says they would have immediately released the files. That's what I'm saying. I mean, weren't there like thousands of pages in the files? And they would put somebody's name on it if they were in cross paths with the guy, I mean, even Epstein said himself, can't really trust Trump because he knows absolutely everybody. And unfortunately, knowing everybody is kind of detrimental to him, especially in the files. 1 like away from 15, it does help out a lot. Because the people incriminated in the files don't have political exclusivity. Now, counter question, if Trump wasn't incriminated in the files, why did he then try to convince us they didn't exist? I think he was just tired of people talking about it. Which, I mean, I'm in full support of them being released. I'm not really happy that some of it was redacted, but what can you do? Appreciate the comment, though, Circuit Bard. Murphy, I think the names were way too surmounting in the end. I think Bill was in it. Trump, directors, Gates. I think it was more to save face on both sides, probably. Stephen Jones, who do you think will be the next runner for president in the Democratic Party? It'll probably be Gavin Newsom. And in terms of Republican Party, either J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio. I'd like to see Marco. I think he'd be a great president. J.D. Vance is pretty good as well. The thing about Gavin Newsom is I think people will see through the fact that under his leadership, California kind of strayed away from common sense. But, I mean, who knows? Maybe people will go the clavicular way and vote on him based on looks. 1 like away from 15, by the way. Why did Trump call it a hoax? No animosity here. I love the discussion. Appreciate the comments. Happy you're here. Why did Trump call it a hoax? I have no clue. I mean, the thing about Trump is he's like Roderick. If he doesn't like something, he'll just deny, deny, deny. And that's one of the things I don't really like about him. But I mean, what's her name? Pam Bondi didn't handle it great either. Should have just been released, all of it in one lump. No redactions. It would have definitely won him points on the transparency card, that's for sure. We're 2 subs away from 11,150, by the way. And 5 likes away from 20. But the Dow is over 50K. That was disastrous. Absolute terrible pivot. I don't even think it was at 50K either, to be honest. She tried to get out of that one so fast. Logically Faded, appreciate the sub. Your name should pop up if you have your subscriptions public. Might take a couple minutes for it to pop up, though. It's got to go through a system. You think Rubio will be a good prez? I can't see Vance, but maybe Rubio. I refuse to vote Democrat. Same here. I think Vance is probably gonna say like maybe he won't run because he wants to focus on his family. That'd be a good card out for him. But Rubio, over the past 3 months or so, he's really proven himself to be a solid leader, and he seems to be like relatively bipartisan on a lot of issues, which is exactly what we need for a president. We don't need somebody who will only take advice from Republicans or Democrats. There's got to be some mix, you know? Circuit Bard says, I think that's why it makes sense. There's Republicans and Democrats in the files. Agreed. I mean, there's so much evidence. It is inexcusable that Patel said there is no credible evidence anyone else is implicated. I think that's what you meant. Not sure what implicated means. 4 likes away from 20. If you are watching, don't be shy. Drop your point of view, and I'll tell you mine. If you don't want to comment, then, you know, it says yes equals subscribe, no equals like. Yeah, third party at this point is so attractive. We need like just a common sense pro-America party where we don't really care about, you know, foreign conflicts. Of course, we continue trading with countries, but they gotta pay their fair share, and definitely need common sense back. I mean, it seems like the Democrat Party really embraced the lack of common sense just to appeal to certain people and get their votes. Especially, you know, kind of just disagree with biology. I mean, it's kind of insane at this point. Wiggle says Trump is a good guy. Sometimes. Stephen Jones, would you ever debate Tommy Robinson? Heard of him. Gotta tell me more about him, though. I'm very new to this, so. Holly Weird wrote you all a good story to cry about while you... Wild times. That's crazy. William? No, definitely not. Thomas? Hey, Andrew, let's hear an in-depth explanation of your thoughts on the Iran situation. All right. I think that if they did have weapons of mass destruction, such as a nuclear weapon, you know, the strikes would have been justified. But the second we put boots on the ground is when I'm in full disagreement. I don't think anybody needs to lose their lives fighting another country's war, to be completely honest with you. And you know, while we striked their nuclear facility, taking a little bit of oil would have been nice, but letting the Iranians, you know, change their own regime would have benefited us instead of getting involved as much as we have. But at this point, it's kind of up to the Iranian people to sort things out. Appreciate it, Wiggles. He says, I subscribe. Yeah, vote for Mark Kelly or James Tallarico? Definitely not. Definitely not. Third party will become corrupt too. probably controlled by other countries as well. Even independent can be bad people, on the fence people. Agreed. I'll vote for people that, follow biology and facts and science instead of, you know, instead of trying to appease to people for votes. There's no change regime. Yeah, it's not necessarily our fault, to be honest. I mean, we kind of, gave it to them on a silver platter. It's up to them at that point. Hurange, the march in London where Elon Musk spoke. He is a kind of a right wing guy in the UK, I'm pretty sure, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And Steven, also tell me if you're from the US or UK, and we could talk about some UK politics as well. Definitely not Mark Kelly, says the true one. Can't tell if we like regular or diet every 2 years. Keep us from a set direction. Agreed. 4 likes away from 20. There's a little thumbs up thing at the top of the screen. Clicking that does push it out to more people, does help. What I also find hilarious is the Republicans were all up in arms about Hunter Biden and him allegedly making 1.5 million in a corrupt way. The Trump kids have made over 4 billion. Well, I mean, Trump's net worth coming into office was what, 7 billion? So I mean, selling luxury skyscrapers will probably get you 4 billion, but I don't know what finger painting cost 3 million. Just saying. Thomas says, I agree to no boots, but I don't believe waiting for them to have weapons of mass destruction is smart. At the moment, I think Trump's doing the right thing. Agreed. Stephen Jones, you're from the UK. All right, you got a big decision to make coming up here pretty soon. Let's see. If I were you, probably Nigel Farage or Rupert Lowe. "2026 H1X." Not sure what that comment means, I'll be honest. Starboy the Night, Trump syndrome explained. Robert says, good job. Appreciate it. Kevin says, yeah, we need a party that is for people who stand up for the U.S., not the corporate mindset. Politicians need to stop treating America like a company and treat it like the nation. I agree to an extent. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, stole trillions from USA with help from Bush's, Clinton's, Obama's, Biden's all puppets. Look at his grift with his crypto. The $400 million plane he accepted from Qatar, which was known to support cells. This whole Qatar plane, people are making it seem like he's going to keep the plane even after he's president. I don't understand. I'd rather get a free plane than have my tax dollars go to another Air Force One, $400 million worth, What I don't understand is how a, $250,000 salary can get someone in the U.S. government a net worth of over 100 million. He even says, I understand nations are companies, but there are live in question. We should think about them. Agreed. Let's see. Trump did not have 7 billion at the election. He had about 3. That's incorrect. You could check Forbes, but all right. And then got 2 million more with his crypto scams by taking bribes from our adversaries. Keep up. Give me some, some proof of that would be fantastic. I mean, Forbes literally had his net worth at about 7 billion in January 2025. And I mean, the guy hasn't taken a presidential salary, donates all of it to the VA. It's funny, people figure out the concept that Trump was a billionaire before politics. And then they come in here and say, isn't it crazy how the president's a billionaire? I mean, let's be real. Steven, we have a left-wing party in control. Keir Starmer would stay out of any talks because he did not help any closest allies in Iran. The thing about the UK is you guys need to do what we did at the southern border and shut it off completely. I mean, Massive immigration problem over there. UK doesn't look like the country it used to be, and that's sad. You can Google like a big brave boy on all on your own. I mean, I've done my research. I mean, you're the one saying he got 2 billion from cryptocurrency. He's got what, like 150 mil? And if you can give me some examples of bribes from our adversaries other than the Air Force One, that'd be great. I don't understand people's logic. They'd rather their tax money go towards a $400 million plane than, than see Trump get gifted it and not have to pay for it with our own tax money. And they think that he's going to keep the plane as if it won't stay in like the presidential, presidential archives. But I mean, some people are crazy. Not going to take someone that uses the word chud very seriously, to be completely honest. That's kind of chronically online vocabulary. English, yeah, that's funny. They were already building a plane. Keep up. Nice. Not sure what that has to do with anything, but alright. It's hard who to choose because 1.2 million migrants in 4 years got in the UK. Yeah, that's rough. The thing about the left is they don't necessarily believe in borders, I mean, this whole what is it? Nobody's illegal on stolen land. It's not stolen, it was conquered, number one. Number two, I mean, if an American were to, you know, cross the border into Mexico without citizenship and overstay, I mean, they'd get kicked out, rightfully so. Why can't we do the same? It's just a lot of soft people in the United States, unfortunately, and a lot of them are on the left. They don't believe in borders. They don't believe in biology. I mean, common sense is kind of out the window for a decent amount of them. 3 likes away from 20, by the way. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. If you don't, click the thumbs up button. Regardless of anyone's views in the chat, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you're all having a good day. Let's see here. Comment section is slowing down. To the Democrats in chat, tell me, do you believe in borders or do you not? Trump has been quoted saying that he can play the stock market like a yo-yo. I can make it go up, I can make it go down. At the same time, he bragged how some of his friends he invited into the White House made 1.5 billion in a day. I mean, a lot of his friends, I mean, are billionaires, but every president can control the stock market. Trump just decides to brag about everything, and that's detrimental to him, especially in that case. The left believes in property lines when it's their own. They want open borders for votes. I saw some funny content where somebody walked up to a Democrat and said, "Do you support, illegal immigrants?" And she said, yeah, or they said yes, and the person that asked them the question said, "Good, I've got 20 of them right now. Could they live in your house?" And she said, "Hold up, I didn't agree to this, but I mean, kind of did. Kind of did." Stephen Jones, one migrant got to stay in UK because his children wouldn't eat chicken nuggets from their own country. What a joke. Yeah. Definitely need some new leadership over there. JFK was probably the last authentic and decent president we had. Agree. Every former POTUS had more ethics than to manipulate the markets. Tell me about Joe Biden's $3 million finger painting. Also, have you seen the bets on Polymarket made minutes before Iran was struck? $1 billion bet. Also, another bet was made right before the ceasefire. I mean, Trump posts online quite literally, right now is a good time to buy. And if you do buy, you end up making a solid amount of money. No other president was out there telling people when to buy. Wiggle says everyone like and subscribe. Agree. 2 likes away from 20, by the way. Let's see here. Stephen Jones, I remember hearing about that. It's insane. Freedom of speech is, unfortunately, strictly American. It's a shame we've produced boys like this, free of morals, ethics, and intellect, and with lisps. Buddy, your first comment in here had the word chud in it. I mean, it doesn't get more unintellectual than that, to be completely honest with you. But I hope you're having a good day regardless. It's always attacks from the left. They can never disagree in peace. Never. It's always got to be something. Oh, just how the Republicans also say no to abortion, but then asked how many kids they have adopted, say 0. I mean, there's absolutely no correlation in that. It's like very little correlation there. Chud is the most flattering descriptor you will ever earn. Your name is 2026-H1X. I mean, why don't you be a real man and, face the internet instead of hiding behind a little green logo. Are you a surgeon? I'm not. I'm in finance. What I've noticed is a lot of people can never disagree respectfully. Hiromoto is able to disagree respectfully. He's been great. He gives me his point of views and I rebuttal because some of my views are different, but some people just love to use chronically online vocabulary. Kind of shows their IQ a little bit. It's a shame the American educational system has failed us so much. Smart people don't like me. Trump, no wonder Trump has defended the education system. I mean, the education system here is terrible. Want the protesters in the USA to go Middle East to protest? I mean, Wiggle says, one question, why did Trump get shot? Who knows? Because people, for all the guns the right seems to have, it seems to always be someone on the left that's doing some of these things. But oh well. Not finding a Biden painting for $3 million. Hunter Biden, not Joey. We don't have the money for daycare or health care because the federal government needs more money for war. Not too concerned about a lot of daycares. Nothing like a good old quality Leering Center in Minnesota. Just another way to hide money and fraud. One like away from 20, by the way. I will agree. We do not need to be funding any wars, but I'm happy that a lot of our tax money goes to the protection of the United States in terms of weaponry and whatnot, but that's the extent. Voted for him, and he's doing a decent job. Brother, search it up. I'm not finding the source where you said that Trump will be keeping the Saudi plane after his presidency. Type in Hunter Biden $1 million painting. It's not that hard. Kind of like how Christy Noem paid $200 million for an ad campaign for ICE that she gave the contract to her friend, which set up the company a few weeks before. I have no clue about that. Don Jr. has secured $620 million for the Pentagon. Do you care about that? Well, I mean, considering the guy's a billionaire, that's not a crazy amount of money. It's like some people have come in here and said, "Did you know Trump made $500 million in his first presidency?" I mean, if you put, you know, if you have $5 billion in the bank with, 3 kids that are actively making business deals, surely you're going to get a little bit of interest from that $5 billion, and some solid business deals will equate that to $500 million. I mean, they're treating him like he's, you know, got a normal net worth. Once again, just absolute chronically online vocabulary. I don't take people seriously that use that kind of vocabulary, I'll be honest. So you don't care about Nepo corruption when you grow up, try to be consistent? Number one, I'm 21 years old. Number two, where's the Nepo corruption? I mean, he's got 5 kids, all with net worths of over 100 mil. I mean, breaking news, billionaire makes $100 million. Can you believe this corruption? Like, what are we doing? Later, Wiggles. What's up, Henry? Look it up, and how her husband is a cross-dresser. Not sure what that is. I mean, it's kind of like how people called JD Vance a cross-dresser for his little Halloween costume. I mean, are you triggered? Do you need a safe space? So emotional? No, not at all. I'm just happy to be talking to people and making money while doing so. Appreciate the engagement, though. Maybe the corruption was the friends we made along the way? Indeed. I mean, seriously. MAGA chuds, once again, that word, have no integrity. Alright. Alright, buddy. Look up Christy Noem's husband right now, please. Definitely not on stream, but I mean, I believe you. I mean, some cabinet members are pretty weird. They're bound to have weird family members. I mean, I'm not the one typing in all caps H1X. Got to double tap for that. I mean, it's got to be another level. I'm just using that MAGA language, the pristine language like the POTUS uses. I mean, chud, from what I've seen, is only used by chronically online people, and from my experience, chronically online people tend to lean Democrat. Henry, no, I'm not talking about you. The same people talking about Trump's so-called corruption will turn the other cheek when it comes to Nancy Pelosi making hundreds of millions of dollars on a $250,000 salary just because it doesn't fit their narrative. You're obsessed. 2026 touch grass. Oh, honey, a few words in all caps triggered you? Poor little one. Definitely not, but the fact that I triggered you so much that you double tapped your screen to type in all caps is kind of funny, but I appreciate the dollars I'm getting out of this. I mean, you're not really gaining much, I am. Four likes away from 25. But it's parentheses different. I know, it's insane. Hypocrisy is wild. Hypocrisy is on both sides, but in this case. Breaking news: Trump supports free market systems with which benefits everyone, including himself. Breaking news. It's crazy. Crazy day. Crazy day. Hero, you know that was disproven. It was funny, but disproven. Do your friends and peers lean left or right? Some left, some right. You know, it's always good to have friends that don't agree with everything you say. Why not show your picture? I know, just hiding behind green. When you grow up, you'll learn that occasionally all caps on selected words provides emphasis, unlike the dementia-addled POTUS who rants in all caps in the middle of the night. If Trump has dementia, then what did Biden have? Tripping on, quote, sandbags and doing, what, a press conference a week, whereas Trump's doing 2 a day. I mean, the most transparent president in my lifetime. And, I mean, the same people that rant and rave about Trump having so-called dementia said that Joe Biden was sharp as a tack. So you can keep the hypocrisy at the door. I don't understand all the rage-baiting buzzwords that the left uses. They will steal from you and call you a thief. It's great. I mean, and the buzzwords are harmful as well. I mean, it enables people to do things to people that they disagree with. I mean, look at what Trump was called, and he was shot. Look what Charlie Kirk was called, and he was, you know, I mean, it's crazy. Thanks for being so obsessed with me. You're the one that's been sitting on this stream for approximately 30 minutes making me money, but appreciate it. Joker Callie says Trump is doing amazing. Please go into depth as to why you believe so. Todd says people really hate Trump, wastes an abundance of energy. I mean, it's insane. It's wild. Trump isn't my president because I live in Iraq. Good luck over the next couple days, bro. Glad you're back, Wiggles. Trump is a malignant narcissist who can't shut up. His dementia-addled rantings aren't transparency. I mean, brother. The buzzwords again. When I would think relatively highly of myself if I had a net worth of around $7 billion. Just saying. Trump is orange? That's crazy. This is basically free revenue. Say something about Trump and obsessed liberals will never leave. I mean, it's an infinite money glitch, frankly. It's funny. It's crazy. Magic ear Trump? Are you just now learning what a graze means, or what? He destroyed our economy, gas prices skyrocketed, food prices about to explode, ruined our alliances, illegally attacked Iran. These are things MAGA bots like. All right, let's dissect this. Illegally attacked Iran. Number one, they had a nuclear weapon. Number two, why did quite literally all of their citizens support the U.S. operations that we did in Iran? I mean, it's almost as if the left hates Trump more than they, love anybody else. But let's see. Destroyed our economy? Not really at all. Gas prices skyrocketed. they skyrocketed in March because of this whole Iran thing, caused uncertainty. But I mean, gas in 2025 is great. Let's look at 2022 when people were riding horses instead of paying for gas because it was too high. But all right, let's see what else. Food prices about to explode. No real proof there. Ruined our alliances. You mean the alliances that have been ripping us off for the past 30 years? I mean, God forbid they pay their fair share, you know? God forbid. I was tired of being ripped off. Tired of being the piggy bank of the world and the police of the world. That's not how we should roll. Breaking news, Trump is acting like a rich person. It's crazy. When Trump's run as president comes to an end, we'll welcome him to run for PM in the UK. You guys need a Trump-like figure over there. Definitely do. And the thing is if the Democrats had a Trump-like figure, they would support him as much as the right does. It's just that they don't. Trump is way better than the alternative that the Democrats could muster up for a candidate. I mean, she didn't even win the primary, so they like to talk about how Trump is so-called ruining the Constitution when she didn't win a primary and somehow became the general candidate for the Democrats, but oh well. They didn't have a nuclear weapon, keep up. I mean, I'd love some proof. I mean, even if they didn't have a nuclear weapon, we put a regime change on a silver platter for them. And they thanked us for that. Unless that's a bad thing, of course. Of course, to the left, it might be. When you live in mommy's basement, you don't feel the economy? I mean, I'm in my own place. Parents are nowhere near me. I'm in school, getting a finance degree, set to graduate next year. I'm a bit of a productive member of society. I mean, chud. Who do I sound like? Repeating the lies of a dementia-addled, lifelong liar in air quotes is not convincing. What do you mean repeating the lies? I mean, that's quite literally been proven that we had been getting ripped off for 30 years by our so-called allies. That, I mean, you guys remember when we renegotiated our deal with Germany because we were paying for their protection from Russia, but Russia was buying, like, oil from Germany, so it's conflict of interest. Trump sat them at a table and said, that's not going to happen anymore. You're going to pay your fair share, or frankly, we're not going to defend you. And you got to stop doing these oil deals with Russia because it's unbelievable conflict of interest. But I know some people in the chat's ears are probably closed when I say that. I'm proud of how calm you stay when all the Democrats throw all of their lies and hate at you. I stay with you every time I see that you're live to help you get paid. Appreciate it, bro. It means a lot. I had 30,000 people on the last one. I mean, I was getting paid a decent amount. And it's fun, too. I like how when Biden was president and the economy was terrible, the Democrats said the economy is based on the previous president. And then now they're saying that Trump's economy is terrible, but that logic doesn't stay there, you know? It's kind of funny. Here's your proof. Trump said he destroyed your nukes. I mean, there's quite literally video evidence of it, but as a Republican, I could say real Republicans hate Trump. Some of them. Your own place in a dorm, okay, kid? No, it's definitely not a dorm. I leave college next year. We don't live in dorms anymore. In an apartment, and in a month I'll be moving to another one, higher end. But I mean, you can continue attacking a 21-year-old trying their best just because you disagree with them ideologically. You do you, though. Trump has failed at everything, says Jeff C. Elaborate, please, because he's kept a lot of his promises. Your parents paying for your education, your insurance, your expenses? Kid, please. You just pulled that out of thin air like all the other stuff you said. Nice one. 2 likes away from 25. Even if Iran didn't have a nuke, they basically own and have Hezbollah as their little puppet. And proxy killed Americans. It's unfortunate. Getting ripped off broadest, understand international politics. I mean, not sure what that sentence means. Don't know what TS is. Trump has lied about everything he said. All right, some proof would be great. Thomas, you want him bad just because someone agrees with you politically doesn't mean anything else. Trump's presidency has been a major disappointment. We need to definitely, get back on the deportations and ICE. I don't know why he stopped that. "777 edits. Tell me some things that you think that he lied about." I mean, he closed the border in about a month. And in mid 2025, we were getting, 3 people crossing the border compared to the previous year, which was thousands a month, hundreds of thousands a month, probably in some months. Biden's economy was the best we had in years. Oh, wow. That's a new one. I mean, I remember seeing people riding horses because the gas was so high. H1X. So MAGA is trying to blame Biden for the effects of tariffs, small businesses crashing, farms crashing, unnecessary inflation. These are things children can't understand. Brother, what are you talking about? You're the one that said that Trump's economy is bad while saying that Biden's economy was good. If that's the logic, then it was Trump's economy that was good because the previous economy follows through, which is what the Democrats have been using. So, I mean, look up some of the statistics I've shared. I mean, the whole RNC thing wasn't very interesting. Hopefully you'll realize how indoctrinated you are and come more center-leaning. I do not support the Democratic status quo and have plenty to disagree. I don't support the Republican status quo in many cases, and nor the Democrat, but as of today, I lean further right. Who knows what tomorrow holds? I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Definitely not indoctrinated. I just see things how it is. Do you see Melania's speech? I did not. Bro's a president and a Mossad agent. Unfortunately, that's been every president for the past since '63. This is just big stick politics, and I support it. W. Trump told over 40,000 proven lies in his first term. Do you need a 7-year-old to teach you how to Google? Brother. The guy was talking, hours a day, camera on him just about 24/7 compared to Biden. You'd get maybe 25, 30 minutes a week. I mean, over a 4-year period, you're bound to I mean, the Democrats say Trump said 40,000 lies, whereas Biden only said 20,000. Biden was only on camera and talking to the press, like probably 10% of the amount that Trump was. Oh, sorry, that was a typo. Over 30,000 lies. Appreciate the correction, H1X. By the way, refer to them as democrats. Most of them are so filled with evil feelings over fact is their method of operation. I feel like a lot of people on the left want to appease more to be nice to people than present facts. And unfortunately, if they disagree with you, I mean, a lot of them, 25% of them believe that it's justified to take someone's life that they disagree with politically, whereas Republicans, it's nowhere near that. It's like 1 in 16, which is still way too high. Should be 0. Most people don't ride horses in the South, silly. I'm in the South. What are your thoughts on the Russian-Ukrainian war? I mean, Trump promised that that would be gone in one day, and it is still going on. That's a campaign promise that wasn't kept. So I'm pretty mad about that. But he did end 7 wars, but the countries are very small names. So, I mean, one of them was India, Pakistan. That's a pretty big one, but the big one was Ukraine, Russia, which uh, is still going on, that was a broken promise, unfortunately. If it wasn't for Joe Biden, there'd be no Ukrainian war. Why did Obama pick him as vice president? I'll never know. I mean, Joe and Kamala they just didn't really command respect. They came off as kind of weak, and notice how Putin waited for them to get in to invade. Leverl says, sure you are. Are you? I mean, you know, try to keep it. I try to see the truth in every comment, but I mean, obviously, I'm going to inject my own beliefs in there because this is my channel, my stream. But not a Republican, not a Democrat. Today I lean right. Who knows what tomorrow happens? If Trump does something and it pushes me to the left, then I'll talk about that. You, sir, are Lord of the Master Debaters. This is like my 3rd time doing this. We told you chud, but you don't understand a bad economy and foreign policy. You're like 50 years old using that vocab. That's crazy work. Where are you from that you know? I'm from North Carolina. Jeff says facts. Chud likes that he'll be in the hook for the $4 trillion Trump is adding to the debt. Brother, what? Same guy that's mad about not having to pay for taxes for the new Air Force One. God forbid Kamala Harris was president. Oh my God. There'd be no more common sense anymore. It'd be feelings over facts all day. The left lives in a fantasy world, says Jeff. Wiggles is back again. Probably your 5th time. Glad you're back there. We're 5 likes away from 30. All these people acting like children in the chat with their comments, tearing you down for your beliefs. Classic leftists. I mean, it's crazy. It's what Charlie Kirk did, and look what happened to him. I guarantee you there's one person in this chat that thinks that it was justified, and if it happened to me, I think that they would probably think that it was justified just because of the beliefs I've said in this stream. You don't have views, chud. You just repeat the lies of a lifelong liar who cons gullible suckers. I don't agree with nearly everything that Trump says. Probably not even 50%. I mean, I don't know where you're getting at there. You seem to hate Trump more than you like logic, but all right. I didn't claim a party until Uncle Joe showed up. It's easier to just say I'm a Republican than explain where I fully stand. As soon as I say Thomas, that's where I'm at, you know. I'm unaffiliated, but those are 2 topics that the left seems to stray away from. You're in a cult, H1X. I wouldn't say so. Just firm beliefs he has. Can someone explain chud? I don't know. I'm not chronically online and unemployed. I know how to Google, see? Right now. Boom. I mean, best master debater ever. It's a crazy arrangement of words. Let's see. Trump's been in office for 1 year and 4 months. Yep. Trump is doing horribly. No other American president has got pushed by the Israelis to attack Iran. He's not America first. He's Israel first. Like I said earlier, we can't be fighting other countries' wars, and unfortunately there's a country that has injected itself into American politics. You know, and as soon as we can get a party that's strictly America first, then I won't subscribe to a party. Yeah, chud, that's what adults experience in Trump's economy. Alright, buddy. Adult? He's acting like I'm not an adult, like I'm not 21 years of age. I hate how partisan people are today. It's people treat politics like it's a sports game. Proves the left are willing to kill to control. I mean, even their reaction after the whole Charlie Kirk situation and them continually saying that the Trump thing was staged is crazy. I don't like anyone political wise, but I like to listen to both sides. That's what people need to start doing instead of blindly following. Agreed. So happy that all guys at 18 must register for draft. I think the girls should be too, since everyone hates America, that we see what our vets did for all these idiots. It's a whole lot of stuff. From Debbie. Tell you what, if I served in World War II and looked at the state of American culture today, I would be pretty disappointed. They fought to preserve American culture, and look where it is. Do people get paid to talk about Trump and ignore everything else? No. Just get paid to talk about my beliefs. Trump is ruining our healthcare, particularly rural healthcare, but this child is on his parents' insurance, so he doesn't understand the world yet. Once again, I'm 21, so classic leftists just not understanding facts. And like I said earlier, no, I mean, I pay for my own stuff. I get, you know, I'm in finance, getting an internship pretty soon here, and get paid pretty good from social media. I mean, appreciate the extra dollars from your comments, though. Do you live in New York H1X? Probably. I mean, either that or Minnesota, or Quality Leering Center State, we should say. Donald Trump drove the snakes out of Ireland. Get out of my head. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Yeah, I'd probably get some help if I were you after reading that one. Appreciate the comment, though. 8 million protests, no violence, no one was paid, liar. No violence. All right. For sure. I mean, I was at a No King protest a week ago on Saturday just to check it out. Got there before it was set to start, and I saw countless buses filled with people with factory-made signs that all looked the same. You know, coincidentally, there was a lot of trash on the floor when the whole thing was said and done with, but in terms of no violence, I think Donald Trump and Charlie Kirk would beg to differ. Partisanship hurts us the most. If people could talk about what they believe instead of following the party line and parroting whatever they read online, we can get more stuff done. Agreed. Problem is some of the stuff online I agree with, some of it I don't. Cool room you have there, appreciate it. P&W says Trump is good. Please elaborate. Jeff once again says the left lives in a fantasy world. I mean, fantasy world where biology doesn't exist, nor does borders or common sense. Not a single Democratic politician made fun of Charlie Kirk's incident. Just internet trolls and talk show hosts. Many Republican politicians made fun of Pelosi's incident. Well, I mean, did you hear about the the guy the Democrat in Virginia that somehow won his election that was talking crazy about his political opponent's kids, wishing harm on them? Malls says Trump is bad, please elaborate. Nelson says Trump is bad, please elaborate. Are you mad at all the fraud in my state? In North Carolina, as far as I'm concerned, there is none, but if you want to look at fraud, let's go to Minnesota. Name one thing that is good, closing the border. Brother Howe, I voted for him twice and can say he's doing terribly. At what? I mean, his main campaign promise was closing the border, which he did in about a week. And mass deportations, which he did. He's got to ramp up on it. I don't know why he stopped, but some people are mad that their person didn't win the election, so they decide to vote no against everything he does. PNW says Trump is good, Trump is great. Please elaborate. Yeah, Hiromoto, that was terrible. Denounce it regardless of party. That was terrible. No room for political violence in the United States. The reason I'm talking about, a certain party is because kind of correlates with what I'm doing here. I mean, kind of probably going to be doing public events at some point, public debates, and I mean, kind of puts myself at risk, so I think I kind of have to talk about it a little bit. I know somebody in chat that would probably take a chance at it causing harm to me, but why are you a liar? Why say people are paid to protest when they're... I never said they were paid to protest. Not at all. I said it was looked to be organized. Did your parents raise you to be a liar? Are they liars like you? Not a liar at all. I haven't lied about anything so far, to be honest. I don't know why you got this misconception that I said that they were paid. No, I never said that. I said it's possible that it was organized. But, I mean, from what it looked like to me, probably 50% chance that it was organized with professional made signs, a dozen buses with protesters. I mean, it's good turnout regardless. Good for the Democrats, right? PNW says Charlie Kirk and Donald Trump is good. Do you agree the ceasefire is a colossal failure? You talking about the Iran one, I'm guessing? I mean, all they got to do is open up that strait and they'll be chilling, but always got to cause trouble. Yo, you should. Americans do, but you're a child. Once again, I'm not. I'm 21 years of age. If you want to keep denying facts, I know that's kind of on brand for a lot of what the left is nowadays, but you're free to do so. Charlie Kirk incident, you mean? Yeah, I mean, I try and be as, PG as possible on here. PG-13. Not trying to be rude, but do you yourself like Trump? Some days I do, some days I don't. I didn't like him, um, the beginning of March when the economy started to go downhill with this whole Iran thing. But before that, 2025, he was delivering some promises, or at least some promises that I, deemed to be high up there. And some days I like him, some days I don't. Big beautiful Bill is great. You don't know anything about the economy or foreign affairs. You're free to believe that. Damien, that's a crazy sentence. Might be the first person that's ever typed that sentence ever. My bad. I thought you said you were from Minnesota. Nah, North Carolina. Elaborate on closing the border. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Under Biden, there was about 20 million people over the 4 years, and over Trump, we're getting like 3 a month. I mean, that was his main campaign promise. What side are you on? Not on a side. Some days it's different. Today, I'm leaning a little bit more right. Derek says, I think Trump is doing a great job. Derek, I kind of recognize your name. I think you might have been on another stream of mine. Finally getting some more viewers in here. It's about time. There's a like button at the top. It does push the stream out to more people. And subscribing does put your name under the live subscriber count if you're interested in that. And I also have a donation goal. I mean, I'm getting paid on ads regardless, but donation goal does help out a lot. And of course, you can just watch for free. I will encourage chatting though, because that makes it interesting, makes it fun. Let's see if we can get, over the next 5 minutes, let's see if we can get to 35 likes. That'll help out a lot. Gorilla says, Trump is the best president after Kennedy. I think Kennedy might have him beat, but Trump is definitely the most outspoken one in history. Jeff says, you're not a child, you actually have a brain. Appreciate it. Some people disagree there. Let's see here. Bro's only 9 years younger than me and more mature than 70% of this chat. That's crazy. Crazy world. Crazy world. Cost of living increases, a decrease in manufacturing jobs monthly. He's targeting watchdogs, orgs, and his dissidents. How is that good for this country? He's starting wars. Well, he's ended 8 so far. I wouldn't consider the whole Iran thing a war until we get boots on the ground. And in terms of targeting dissidents, I mean, we could talk about how Joe Biden targeted Donald Trump during the last 2 years of his presidency. And we can also talk about how on appeal, a lot of those trials were overturned because, you know, I mean, people saw through, and they saw through it when they voted for him. You know, they saw through the lies. People protest all the time, especially at work. 3 likes away from 35, by the way. Reasonable. At first I thought he was a bad person, but then he turned out to be a good person by deporting the bad people, stealing money from different states. I think Trump, morality-wise, is 50-50. Joe Biden definitely was better morally than Donald Trump. But, I mean, morality isn't everything. I mean, Joe Biden was definitely a nicer guy than Donald Trump, but over the past 4 years of Biden, we don't need a nice guy. I don't think that we should be getting ripped off by our so-called allies anymore who don't pay their fair share. I don't think that we should be the world's piggy bank. I don't think we should be the police officers of the world. Jeff says, dude, run for office. Maybe one day. Rameld says, Trump is nowhere near the best president. There's plenty of better presidents than Trump. Cardan says, gotcha, so you're skipping my comment. Didn't see it. Make sure you're not typing in all caps because it does get hidden sometimes. Didn't Trump have to sign over his control in Trump Organization as he's the president? Yeah, I think his kids run it. And a lot of people on the left are like, he doesn't run it anymore. How's he making billions of dollars as if he doesn't have 5 able-bodied kids? It's kind of funny. Let's see here. Agent Smith says, lol. Nelson says, all that aside, he's pushing the limits of his power. He's defying the judiciary, not allowing checks and balances to take place. I mean, I think Trump is like the greatest rage baiter of all time with the whole Trump 2028 hats. And a lot of people on the left believe it, and they say, you know, he's breaking the Constitution. He wants to get in for 4 years. I guarantee you he does not want to run in 2028. Guarantee you he does not. He's got better ways to spend the latter half of his life. Sored or Wolf says Trump is the greatest of all time. 2 likes away from 20 or 35, by the way. Appreciate it. Rameld says, no, but I know you don't know anything about history. Give me some topics. Let's talk. Listen to Van Halen secrets. I'll have to do some research there. Let's see. Gorilla says, you're a smart man. Appreciate it. Sometimes I am. Saying Trump is good, that's fine, but second best? I never said he was second best. There's plenty of presidents that are better than him. He's definitely the most polarizing. JFK beats him, in my opinion, just because he didn't fold to foreign countries. Let's see here. Nah, Biden was just more two-faced. The thing about Trump is he doesn't even try hiding being two-faced. Whereas somehow Biden hiding the fact that he was two-faced, people saw through it somehow. But I mean, Trump is probably the most transparent president in my lifetime. President when I was born was, I think, George Bush, 2005. Jeff says Trump does stuff, Biden did nothing. I mean, we would only see Biden like twice a month. I mean, not that that was a bad thing, but there's a total lack of transparency in the Biden administration. The Knowledge Fund says, they both suck. Stop debating a useless topic. Both sides are radical and not helpful. Well, the goal is to talk about these topics to create a community of people that can see the good in both sides. people that might be in the middle. I don't agree with everything that Republicans do. I don't agree with everything Democrats do. But as of today, I lean further right than left. Elaborate on closing the border, because saying closing the border doesn't mean anything. And allowing Border Patrol to do their job, enforcing Border Patrol in the U.S., not just on the southern border, if that's what you want. I mean, kind of common sense. Neanderthal says Biden destroyed our country. Let's see. Trump is plummeting the economy, apparently. I mean, he was doing pretty good in 2025. Pretty good at the beginning of 2026. This past month, it's gone downhill for sure. Gorilla says the left is full of haters. I mean, I've had some haters in this stream. I mean, I understand, like, disagreeing with me and debating me on certain topics, but, you know, when it gets to personal attacks, it's a bit corny, in my opinion. Unfortunately, we've had some of that in this stream so far. NMF says, I think Trump is the best option America had out of the two. I agree. Mateo, no, he's not. He doesn't like the Mexican. I don't understand that whole argument that he doesn't like certain groups of people. I mean, if a group of Americans were to go into cross the Mexican border and overstay their time there, undocumented, overstay their visa and whatnot, they would get deported, rightfully so, because Mexico has a border that should be respected. But you know, just happens to be at the southern border. You should make more Fortnite videos. I don't know. Getting a little old for that. America needs a normal, non-rich, and younger person with a good moral compass. All candidates we have seen in the past decade haven't been that good. Agreed. Definitely need a younger person. More so in the middle with a solid moral compass for sure. One problem with Trump is that he folds to Israel. Agree. Wiggle says, did Trump quit? No. We've got to be the masters of our own destiny, not the puppet of Israel. He's polarizing because the left hates him and the media loves Democrats. The media does, at least mainstream, seems to lean a little bit more left. Depends on where you get it, though. Try and get it from, you know, pretty center-leaning places. Most important thing to me is immigration, and Trump is doing great on that. He was doing great in 2025 and the beginning of 2026, but he kind of, in terms of ICE, he kind of stopped after the whole Minnesota stuff happened. I mean, definitely needs to be more training in ICE, but can't just defund it. It's like the whole police argument in 2020 where one police officer did something terrible and suddenly all police officers are terrible people. It's very, very harmful logic there. And unfortunately, that was used with ICE. Gorilla says, screw Gavin Newsom. We went to war and gas prices are at least $5 in the lowest price states. Corn says, Trump is a coward. July 13th, 2024 wasn't very cowardice to me. I don't know any other politician that would have done that. Cheesy Airlines says Trump sucks. Please elaborate. Agent Smith says that's true. Weaponized immigration is a degradation of modern society. Agreed. And culture. Every place on this planet has its own culture, and you know, it's gotta be protected. Okay, we're 4 likes away from 40. It'd be great if you could click the like button or double tap. It gives us the heart. And if you do subscribe, your name does pop up under the live sub count. If you think he's doing a good job, click the subscribe button. If you don't, click the like button. It's a little thumbs up at the top. Let's see here. Trump is Netanyahu's lapdog. Let's see. He's not transparent at all. This unscripted persona is part of the show, and it's sold to everyone that he is natural. I mean, brother, he does like probably 10 times more press releases than Joe Biden ever did. seems relatively transparent to me, regardless of if it's true. Steven says, if the left thinks Democrats are so good, why do they keep shutting down the government and argue over things that Democrats started first? I mean, it's crazy. They wanted to cut funding to ICE, and subsequently that cut funding to the TSA, and they're blaming Republicans for that, as if Republicans want to cut funding to ICE. It's kind of just, it's funny stuff. Jeff says Trump doesn't take a paycheck. Indeed, he doesn't. Jesus says, I see a pigeon outside. Let's see here. Johnny says, Democrat policies are terrible for the economy and most Americans. Some of them are. He's literally going to make Democrats take the country for the next 3 or 4 presidencies. If the Democrats can align themselves with more common sense ideas instead of trying to act nice instead of saying the truth, then maybe they will win. But what it seems to be is, of course, the people that didn't vote for him are gonna cry because he's doing stuff that he promised, which they didn't agree with. I mean, people didn't vote for him because they wanted the border open, you know. I mean, because they don't think that borders are a thing, because they think that no one's illegal on stolen land, all that stuff. It's funny. Music Man says Trump is the worst president we've ever had. It's not even close. Give me some reasoning behind that. So we should get respected because Donald Trump doesn't do nothing to be respected Mexican? Yeah, he does. Absolutely, he does. Just because it seems to be South American people that cross the border doesn't mean that deporting them is an act of, is an act of hate. It's not. That's this whole misconception with Trump, is that he doesn't like, certain groups of people, which just isn't true. A lot of quotes taken out of context, specifically when he announced that he was running in 2015, in June of 2015. I think it was like June 19th, 2015 or something, where he said they're not sending their best, and the news decided to cut off where he said they're sending their, and then they started it where he said they are, Gorilla says Trump is the best. Johnny says Trump is the GOAT. Matt says no, he's not. Mad World 75 says Trump with the American flag. Have you heard of Cloward Piven strategy? I have not. He's literally throwing away everything, such as what? I think having open borders is throwing away American culture, in my opinion. Mass immigration of cheap labor is a globalist ploy, and it is deployed in every nation of the middle powers. Yeah, it's rough. The whole thing with the immigrants stuff is, when they were like the whole ICE protest, it was always waving the Mexican flag and not the American flag. If you like Mexico so much, then why not live there, Nothing's really stopping you. What state are you in? North Carolina? Gorilla says Trump's a good man. Love how you completely skipped over the gas prices. I didn't get a comment. Make sure it's not in all caps. See here, we're 6 likes away from 50. Let's see if we can get there. A lot of people don't think that he's doing good, so says no equals like. Let's see the numbers. If you think he's doing good, drop a sub. Your name will pop up. Jeff says he does press conferences every day. Indeed. It's transparency. Micah, what's up? He said hi. What's up, Thomas, again? Joe Biden took a paycheck and his whole family from the American taxpayers. It's also kind of weird how he decided to pardon every member of his family in the last 10 minutes of his presidency. But nobody wants to talk about that because it's, quote, different, with the parentheses around the D, of course. Democrats didn't open the border. They actually pushed to deport immigrants even more, but they want to deport illegal immigrants, not American citizens. There are no facts being said in this chat. Brother, Trump didn't need a bill to close the border, and Joe Biden complained for 4 years saying, oh, I need a bill for that. when he didn't. He didn't need a bill. Trump didn't need a bill. Donald Trump's a bad person and he doesn't know right. What makes you say that? What makes you say he's a bad person? Doesn't take a salary, donates it all to the VA. What makes me laugh? The BBC News edited the Trump speech, but now are investigated for the fourth time. Of one, there's members of. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I think Trump sued them for like $1 billion or something. It's insane. I mean, rightfully so, I guess, if it's false. NMF says Trump is doing better than Obama because during the Obama administration, the opioids epidemic hit my father, and that's why I don't see him. And Obama was just a smooth talker, and Trump does what's best. The opioid epidemic was not fantastic in that time period. I wouldn't completely blame Obama, though. Michael, am I accepting calls? Not on this stream. Possibly next stream. I'll definitely set that up. All the press releases does not matter. It's always been Trump game to distract. Look at his war tweets. It's definitely not him tweeting all that stuff. He's definitely got a team doing it. Probably needs a new one to be completely fair. You are being deceived, son. Why am I being deceived? Is it because I don't agree with everything that you believe in? Is that why I'm being deceived? Dems open the border. And they don't believe in borders on a whole, you know? To be honest, man, you're lost. You've been sucked down the rabbit hole. You are part of the problem. I'm as bipartisan as it gets. I'm not Republican or Democrat. And I won't subscribe to a party either. Today, I lean further right. Tomorrow, who knows what tomorrow holds, but I mean, I tend to align with the party that wants a closed border, believes in common sense, biology, science, facts. And that's where I'm at right now. I mean, I'm not lost. You just disagree with me. And that's okay. Let's see here. Mass media is deceiving you. Get your own mind. I don't consume mass media. Mind your business, says Trump 2028. He doesn't take a salary, but is robbing the country, telling us he's doing it. Some of you are so lost, it's crazy. How is he robbing the country? Don't say it's because he's gained $500 million in net worth during his presidency, as if he doesn't have 5 kids running a multi-billion-dollar organization. People love to forget about that. And they'll never talk about the $1 million finger painting from Hunter Biden. And they'll never talk about how Pelosi's worth $250 million with a salary of $150,000. Can I be moderator? Maybe someday if it gets big at some point. Mario says Mexicans in 2028. If you're talking about Mexico, sure, but in America, Americans in 2028. Mexico has its own culture, and it's great. And America does too, and it's also great. What's up, Popsicle? I think I recognize your name. Obama deported a lot of people himself in his term. He deported exponentially more than Trump did, but it's different, you know, because he's a Democrat, of course. The trouble with liberals is if you don't absolutely agree with everything they say, they think you're the enemy. That's true in some cases. I mean, look at Charlie Kirk. They'll use buzzwords and label you these terrible things to give people excuses to harm others that they don't agree with. And I mean, that's why what is it? 25% of leftists believe that violence is justified politically. This might be the dumbest guy on the internet. Tell me why instead of just attacking. I'd love some substance instead of just claims. Me and my friends during lunch said we stood with MAGA and ICE and we got sent to the office and all got detentions. I also get verbally made fun of by teachers for wearing my MAGA hat during his campaign. It's freedom of speech for some, but not for all, according to some people in this country. I mean, it's crazy what beliefs can get you. I mean, even just wearing a MAGA hat and getting detention is insane. As if that's not over half the country that voted for him. Why would Trump want the job? He has billions already and his family is well off. He took the job to help the people. He's towards the end of his life. He doesn't need the stress. I agree. I mean, he's always kind of had the thought of the presidency in the back of his mind if you go through interviews over his life, but he definitely did not need this. Bipartisan, gosh, how smart and unique. Getting the both of court blue, court red, like Zionism is so cool. But when I say I'm bipartisan, I try and find common ground in every comment. I mean, I don't subscribe to a party, like I said for the third time. He thinks Bad Bunny is a good guy. I don't know why he's not. He hasn't done much to tell me that he's not a good guy besides sitting for the national anthem, which is his personal choice. It doesn't dictate whether he's a good or bad person. He's fully able to make that decision. Amber says, Charlie, rest in peace. Agreed. Still can't believe that happened. Most political violence is committed by the right. Oh, really? All right. That's a crazy statement. Crazy statement. I mean, I could pull up the stats of 25% of leftists thinking that political violence is, justified, whereas it's 1 in 16 on the right. But let me guess, the Trump and Charlie Kirk incidents all happened from Republicans or, people on the right. Let me guess, because I've seen that argument. I don't know what Republican is voting or is sending money to Act Blue, Beantown Bushcraft says, hey there, he's doing well, just needs to get out of Israel's pocket. Agreed. It's funny that you want substance. You don't have any. I mean, you called me a dumb person and didn't tell me why. So I think you're not the one with substance here, but appreciate the comments. Appreciate the revenue. Thomas Kennedy says, you're my favorite live streamer. Appreciate it. Johnny says, Democrats are anti-American. I don't know. I mean, if you consider open border anti-American, then sure. Which I do, but I wouldn't say that Democrats on whole are anti-American. Wow, this is one of the very few live streams that isn't a raging lunatic running it. Thank you for this wonderful break. Appreciate the comment. Always happy to be of reason. So who would you vote for in 2024, knowing what you know now? Probably still Trump. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine a country with, 5 million illegal immigrants crossing the border a year when there's only, 300 million people in this country? Over the 4 years Biden was president, there was, around 19 or 20 million illegal immigrants across the southern border? That makes up a massive chunk of the American population, and I mean, that's what's happened in the UK, and the UK doesn't look like what it used to. Over half the country didn't vote for him. I can't tell if you even know, you're lying. Brother, he won the popular vote. Over half the people that voted did, yeah. I mean, Google is not a difficult task. It is a statistically factual statement, my guy. It doesn't matter how many people say they think it's justifiable. What matters who actually commits active violence, and fun fact, it's the right. Let me guess, you got that from a website that labeled the Trump person and the Charlie Kirk person people on the right, which a lot of leftist organizations did, and I mean, so of course they're gonna put that in there. I don't know in my lifetime a Democratic president that has been shot at, or a Democratic content creator that has been shot at. Thank God, right? But I mean, I do for Republicans. I mean, I worked for one of them. And I worked with Turning Point USA. Still do sometimes. Mateo says, because you are a dumb person, you don't know anything, you don't respect Mexicans like us. I do respect Mexicans. I've said that many times. Mexicans are great people. But I mean, you can continue hearing things that I'm not saying, but saying that a closed border is anti-Mexican is just not true. But I hope you're having a good day, Mateo, regardless. Steve Jones, that's a good question. Do you agree with the stuff Trump is doing? Some of it, not all of it. Agree with the border. The border was never open. Ask Border Patrol. You mean the Border Patrol under Biden's presidency, who were laid off? Voidface isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, says the guy 4065. Nah, he's just got different beliefs. That's fine. He's entitled to them. Ian says, so you're a Trump Republican and you just don't have enough spine to own that? No, I'm not Republican or Democrat. Not a Trump guy. I mean, and I'm not a Trump guy. If he does something good, I'll talk about it. If he does something bad, I'll call him out on it, like I've done. The worst people in politics are the ones that ride a politician, regardless of what they do. And Trump has a lot of those people, a lot of people in MAGA, Charles says, are you a Nimrod? I mean, appreciate the substance there. See, you're using logic, which is something the left dropped when they decided hating Trump was the only issue that matters, which is why Dems take up the causes of our long-time enemies and back them. I mean, I don't know why somebody would vote for an open border. And I don't know why somebody would vote for someone that denies biology, science, and facts. And common sense, most importantly. I think that's why Trump won. Someone says, Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. Agreed. He never got 50%. He got more than Kamala. Got popular vote. Kamala didn't win popular vote. Some people in the comment section saying that she did. "99% of Americans came out voting for Trump, including the Amish coming out the woodworks to vote." That was crazy. Yeah. Bro, you were spouting out nonsense. Can you tell me what nonsense it is? We're 3 likes away from 50, by the way. Dropping a like does help push the stream to more people. If you don't think he's doing a good job, click the like button. If you do, click the subscribe button. Your name does pop up under the live sub count if you're interested. But if anything, just typing in chat is great. Lol, this guy is so stupid he thinks winning the popular vote means over half the country voted for him. Yeah, you're either stupid or trolling. I'm sorry, but FBI statistics back me up about violence. Brother, Kamala didn't win the popular vote, dude. I never said over half the country voted for Trump. Over half of the people that voted in the 2024 general election voted for Trump, which is shown in the popular vote. Once again, denying facts. My mental gymnastics are truly impressive. Elaborate. I mean, I've been pretty fluid on everything. Someone says, I'm Latino and I support deportation and ICE. A lot of them do. Most of them do. Mateo says, I'm sorry what I said. I was just mad. No, you're good. You're entitled to your opinion. Happy you're here regardless, talking about it. Hope you're having a good day. Remember the lefty that shot at President Reagan? Oh, crazy. Psychico says, Hispanic and Mexican approves of his agenda. I mean, he got their vote on a large scale. It's always absolutes with them, a lot of the times. Someone says, yes, you are a Trump guy. You'll bend over backwards to defend him and accept his word as gospel. That's writing. You're a writer. Not at all, no. I mean, quite literally the opposite. I have sat here during this entire stream saying that I don't support everything that Trump does. Not nearly everything that Trump does. I mean, and I despise the people that are 100% for him, and I despise the people that aren't able to see his faults and wrongdoings. But, I mean, just because I didn't vote Democrat doesn't mean that I'm doesn't mean I'll bend over backwards for Trump. Surely want to accept his word as gospel. It's crazy. I mean, just because you disagree with what I'm saying doesn't mean I'm a Republican. It's crazy stuff. NMF says, you're the smartest political creator I know, using common sense, unlike the current Democrats. Appreciate it. This is a free country, says Alexander. True. Gorilla says, Trump makes good decisions. Sometimes. No, 99% certainly did not vote for Trump. Never said that. Never said that at all. Someone said, I trust POTUS bigly. You're using his vocabulary there. Are you afraid for the midterms to be fair, or will it be canceled? Hope it's not canceled. I mean, hope it's fair, yeah. Bradley says, just casually lying. What Border Patrol layoffs under Biden? As you said, Google is not difficult to use. Brother, why did the Border Patrol endorse Trump? I mean, and why was there a massive spike in employment when Trump became president in Border Patrol and ICE? And the military, believe it or not. Got a donation, let's see. Gyro says, I hate how Trump compared himself to Jesus on Easter. Yeah, that was terrible. Appreciate the $5, bro. It means a lot. Absolute legend. Shout out to Gyro GT1037. Thank you so much for the dono. Legend. Did Trump win in 2020? I don't think he did, but I don't think Biden got more votes than Obama. Let's see here. The reason you need close borders is easy. Just look what is happening in the UK. Exactly. When Americans say like that they're for a wide open border, I say, look at the UK. Look at the UK 70 years ago and walk around London today. It's not the same. And that's sad. It's sad. The things that make countries beautiful and unique are the cultures, and, you know, you literally did say over half the people voted for Trump, so you are just knowingly lying. Sounds about right. I never said over half of the country voted for Trump. I said over half of the people that voted in the general elections voted for Trump because he won the popular vote. When counting Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, not the, Oliver and Stein or whatever. But Trump absolutely got more popular votes than Kamala, contrary to what you're saying. I think you probably think that she won the election, I bet. Jim Young says, greatest American president ever? That's a crazy statement. Blue says, Democrats are desperate. John says, they're saying she did because they make it up as they go along. Biden had 4 years in office. He got children getting hormone. Trump, yeah, I mean, the thing that I didn't like about Biden was the lack of common sense, transparency, and the open borders. And he just wasn't respected by other leaders. He wasn't feared, and ultimately you need to be feared if you're the president, because there's some bad actors in the world. Coco says Trump supporters are sheep. Some of them are, for sure. The hardcore MAGA, definitely. I'm also middle of the road. Trump is a scourge, doesn't make him the devil. Agreed. Your little quote verbatim was over half the country voted for him. It's sad to see you lie, but it's also completely expected for a right-winger. Not right-winger at all. Definitely not a right-winger. I mean, you could you could sit here and pull up fake statistics that the Trump shooter was a Republican and the Charlie Kirk shooter was a Republican, but you do you. Because, yeah, they were a Republican, definitely donated to Act Blue, for sure. Definitely. I honestly was annoyed when he was talking bad about, when Trump talked bad about Thomas Massie. Agreed. He talks bad about too many people. Over half the people who voted for him, how do you think he won? You're just nitpicking? Are you talking about me, or? Hope you have a great night and keep doing what you're doing, having common sense. God bless you. Appreciate it so much, NMF. Legend. Hope to see you again in the future. Hope you have a fantastic end of the week and weekend. Just because lots of people didn't vote, that doesn't mean anything. We've been infiltrated from within, unfortunately. That's what open borders will do to you. Someone says, is this a Fortnite kid? I have posted Fortnite content in the past, couple years back, because I like the game, and I'm free to do that, and you're free to disagree. When will we start with gotcha debate and actually come together? Dems are just as bad as Republicans and vice versa. Agreed. I just like talking to people because, I mean, it's fun. Bradley, shifting goalposts, new spending and hiring is different than layoffs under the previous administration. You insinuate Biden laid off Border Patrol to impeach a point. It was a lie. I never said he got rid of Border Patrol. I mean, but here we got the Democrats in Congress wanting to defund ICE. I'm sure that's a lie, though. Kamala was an illegitimate candidate. I mean, she didn't win her primary, so that's true. They propped her up because Joe Sharp has attacked Joe Biden wasn't fit to run again. It's okay to disagree with other voters. A two-party system is a failure. Not saying that capitalism is still a far more merciful system on the people in general by far. All right. We need to find the humanity in one another because in a warring world, understanding is rebellion. Too much hate that prevents coming to solutions. Agreed. And by the way, everybody that's in the chat, like, regardless of your beliefs, I'm happy you're here, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Even if I've gotten into arguments with some of you guys, that doesn't change just because you disagree with me politically. Never will. You'll see me in the future. I subbed due to your intellect. Appreciate it. Are you supporting Trump or against? Depends on the day. Early March, I was against. But 2025 and early 2026, I thought that he was doing a good job. But the whole Iran thing and how he's been treating that situation kind of dragging me a little bit away at the moment. But I still would say cultural issues, I'd probably lean a little more right than left. Roxanne says, I like Fetterman. I like him too. He's got common sense and he's able to see the good in both sides. $200 billion they financed her campaign and they still lost. It's funny. Big B says the world is a stage, folks. Toxic says yes. Please elaborate. We're 4 likes away from 55. Liking the stream does push it out to more people, get some more comments going, makes it more fun for all of us. Let's see here. Fetterman is probably the most honest Democrat in the party. I agree. He's a stand-up guy. He's tall. He's like, what, 6'7"? He's got like that Barron Trump height for sure. He could invest in a suit though. But he seems like a stand-up guy. What's up, anything? Hi, how are you? Are you supporting Trump? Depends on the day, like I said. What's up, Twish? Iran is more than just nuclear, though. Yeah. I mean, they need a regime change, but I don't think putting troops on the ground is going to make us look good, you know? Just get us involved in another 30-year Middle East war, which I'm vehemently against. People say Iran is the issue and any other president, we would have been in Iran months earlier. I like what we did in 2025. It was like July 2025 where we took out their nuclear facilities and called it a day, you know? Wish we stuck to that, but oh well. You don't need to sling hatred or smart aleck remarks just because you disagree. In fact, it's a low-key move. It's an ignorant move. You shouldn't hate fellow Americans or cast aspersions. Highly agreed. Some people in the comments wouldn't understand that. I've said multiple times, regardless of your beliefs, I'm happy you're here and I hope you're having a fantastic day and I'm happy to have the privilege to talk to you. I met Fetterman. He's a stand-up guy, no doubt. He doesn't vote party lines. So yeah, he's bipartisan with a lot of his votes, which is what we need for a president. Twish, I'm not sure if I remember you. Bro, it's been like 2 hours, get a job or a hobby. Brother, I'm making money doing this. And I'm in finance, so I'm doing just fine. Also, full-time college student. I'm doing just fine. Yeah, I mean, if I wasn't making money doing this, that comment would be, you know, valiant. NMF says, I want to be a politician one day or a president. Crazier things have happened. See, wherefore art thou by, or whatever with the buzzwords. I mean, and then you get surprised when people on the right are, you know, get bad things happening to them. And it's buzzwords like that that a lot of people like to use, and it's very harmful because it could cost a life. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what your political beliefs are. You know, I hope you're having a good day regardless, even though you called me such a crazy thing. Or at least debate people. That's NMF. That's what I am kind of wanting to do here. I'd like to do it in public as well, but online is so much easier and more easier to make money. Let's see here. Roxanne, very bipartisan. What's your opinion on the political state right now? Very polarized. Should not be as polarized as it is. And that goes for both sides. By the way, 2 likes away from 55. Just had to throw that in there. But the dial needs to be turned down, and buzzwords like one I was just called need to be stopped, because the more you call someone that, the less it means, the less meaning it holds. And using buzzwords for people that you disagree with is ultimately just enabling people to harm them. And if I were to do a debate in public, who knows? I mean, based on a lot of the comments I've gotten today, I would not be surprised if something would happen in public. Ask yourself why almost every member of the government in the U.S. goes to Israel to kiss the wall. Yeah, it's crazy. NMF, like I said, have a good night and God bless. Appreciate it, bro. Hope to see you. It's hard to talk to some people when with TDS, they won't even agree to disagree. I mean, I try and find the common sides in every comment while also staying true to my beliefs. But Mockingbird Media is destroying the narrative, though. I'll have to do some research into that. Not sure what that is. 1 like away from 55, by the way, and 4 subs away from 11,170. If you think he's doing a good job, click the subscribe button. Your name will pop up under the live sub count. If you don't think he's doing a good job, click the thumbs up button at the top, or double tap. Gives it a heart. I'm not sure what that means, but a like would be highly appreciated. And if you are watching, don't be shy. Definitely chat. That's what this is about. It makes it fun. Nobody is judging you for your beliefs. Surely not me. Fetterman is a Kennedy Democrat. Yeah, Kennedy's had common sense and they were relatively bipartisan. Scott Barney, keep it up, bro. Appreciate it. I like watching Sheriff Grady. I'll have to do some research into that. Let's see here. Joker Callie says Trump is my favorite president. Elaborate a little. What do you think of Melania's press conference? I have not seen it. I'll have to watch it. She's doing more press conferences than Joe Biden. That's crazy. CNN is Mockingbird Media. Yeah. They've been doing good as of lately. I mean, being more center, That's my point. You need to get a hobby. You've made $2 max for 3 hours of streaming. You got to get into a relationship or something, because this got to be boring. In terms of donations, I've made $5, but I also run ads. My previous stream, I had 40,000 people in here, and I ran ads and got plenty of donations, so I'm doing just fine. Just fine. Appreciate your concern, though. Just joined. What are you talking about? Just whether or not people think Trump is doing a good job. Kennedy was the last good president. Agreed. Kennedy became president because Mafia helped him win in Illinois. His dad had some crazy connections. His dad definitely had a big role in getting him elected. Inya says, best he can. America wanted him to fight with Ukraine. Now mad because he's fighting countries who supported flying planes into buildings. Yeah. Crazy world. He broke that promise. He said he was going to end the Ukraine-Russia war in one day, and here we are a year in, and it's still not. That was one of his campaign promises. Both sides don't care about you. Wake up. It's true. That's why I'm in the middle. Roxanne says Jackie wasn't a saint. Nah, he had some problems. Whole family does, but every family does. How about we forget about this and remember John 3:16? W. Big B69 says these trolls are wild, indeed, but appreciate the engagement because it means more money for me. Let's see here. 4 likes away from 60. It'd be fantastic if we can get some more likes going. Help push the stream out to more people. Been live for about 2 hours now. Having a lot of fun. I believe that Trump could do better, specifically with what's happening in like everything I don't want to mention on here, but some very few things, in my opinion, he's done right. That's from Death to Moss. Does Marshmallow 5328 ring a bell by chance? It does. It does. I think you were in one of my previous streams at some point. Let's see, what's the highest viewer count we've had this stream? The highest, it's like what? Not much, 30. Total of about 3,000 views in total, so the other stream definitely did better, but live and you learn. I'm working literally right now. What are you talking about? Yawn. I saw this before I went in. I just opened my phone and I was still on this. You're a joke. Hop off. Hope you're having a good day at work, regardless, biker boy. Hope you're having a good day, and I hope you finish the week out strong. Appreciate you being here, regardless of if you disagree with me or not. From like 2 years ago, I do remember that. Was that when I was streaming video games back then? Another commie paid to push propaganda, NGO money, most likely. Not paid by any organization at all. Definitely not pushing propaganda, just hearing people out and giving my input on their beliefs. And yeah, it's a shame that having civil debate with people in the United States in 2026 is commie behavior, but all right. 16 May is going to be another big day, British history, with another Unite the Kingdom protest in London. I hear a lot about those. They get big turnouts. Be fun to go to one. You've been in the stream doing nothing and complaining. How about you do your job and put the fries in the bag, bro? No, it's fine. It's all good. We can disagree civilly. No need to get heated and whatnot. Once again, 2 likes away from 60. If you think he's doing bad, drop a like. It's a little thumbs up thing top of the screen. If you think he's doing good, subscribe. Your name will pop up under the live subscriber count. And of course, I do have a donation goal. We're 1/5 the way there. Does help, you know, does help a lot. It helps with me funding stuff and whatnot. And of course, you don't have to donate. You can always just watch for free, but I do encourage you typing in the chat. It does help out a lot, and it makes it a lot more fun. Death to Maxwell, I'm gonna head off. Have a great day / night, everyone. Happy you were here, bro. Hope to see you again. Have a good one. Grant says, lol, you can't debate. I mean, all right. $2 million people at the last one. That's insane. In the UK, that's big turnout. Democrats are the type to cry open borders, but also stolen land. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Trump plays chess when the whole world is playing checkers. That's why Trump has never stopped winning, says Eric. Two first names. I'm out, says Haynes. I'm guessing you're talking about the word Trump. That is TDS. What's up, Samurai Chicken Tender? Good to see you. What's up, Hightower? John Anthony F77 says, isn't it hilarious? Same people obviously pushing propaganda with a purpose. Say that about a host who hasn't said one sideways word to a commentator. Yeah, it's funny. I try and keep it, you know, not only as civil as possible, but try and hear everybody out respectfully, even if I disagree with them. Which is unfortunately rare nowadays, but I hope to be that person. I was looking for your channel like a year ago because it used to be Drew Maxwell, so I thought you quit, but then I went through the people I'm subscribed to and I found your channel. Yeah, I changed it to Andrew Maxwell, or Andrew Blake Maxwell, I guess. It's my, you know, it's my real name. Do you like Mondami? I mean, he hasn't really done much to make me dislike him, but I typically don't align with democratic socialism. So maybe, you know, 50-50. POTUS does stay busy, that's for sure. Yes, he does. We're 3 likes away from 65. If you think he's doing a bad job, make your voice heard by clicking that like button at the top. Let's debate, was Iran a good idea? I think Iran, the thing that we did in Iran in July 2025 was good, but March 2026, I don't think that was a fantastic idea. Samurai says Trump has been a bit bad, but at least it's not Biden. Craig says this is a new approach for a Soros-funded style propaganda stream. If I was funded by Soros, I think I'd be a little more left-leaning, to be honest. I'm not funded by anybody. I do this for the love of the game, to be completely honest with you. Once again, if you're interested in seeing your name on the screen, click that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. And I do encourage you to comment. Make your voice heard. That's a great thing about the United States. And liking helps the most, I will say. I was lucky trying to find the live that I played with you and to watch it again. And to see how I used to play like. That was a while ago. Couldn't find it. I don't know. I might have done something with that. Trying to clean things up a little bit. But back to the original topic. Is Trump doing a good job? Yes or no? Make your voices heard in the comments. If you think he's doing good, tell me why. Go in depth. If you don't, do the same. And if you don't want to type, make your voices heard numbers-wise by either subscribing if you think he's doing good or liking if you don't. Either way, I'm going to get something out of it. Well, that's good news. I saw the format and assumed you were one of them. No. I format it like it because it keeps people hooked, which helps the stream for sure. But, I mean, there's a lot of creators left-leaning that format it like this, and I know what you're talking about. What economic policies would you put in place if you were president? I would ban foreign companies from buying out single-family homes, which is what Trump's trying to do, because one of the biggest crises in America is young people trying to buy homes. I mean, it's insane. The average age of buying your first home now is 40. And it should not be like that. When these billion-dollar companies shouldn't be able to buy out neighborhoods and rent them for cheap. You know, I mean, it's insane. John says, they come in though, and the typical fighting words is all they can muster. Do you think it's off and almost like those are programmed responses, like some streaming clips have subliminal messages? I've had some crazy buzzwords be thrown at me today, and I mean, it's labeling people those buzzwords that get them hurt. I mean, look at the Trump incident and the Charlie Kirk incident. I mean, you call someone the worst things for years on end. I mean, and then get surprised when something bad happens to them. It's terrible. Trump runs on Diet Coke and McDonald's and sleeps 4 hours a day and works the other 20 legends. Probably some Adderall as well, but that is true. Tyler says, yep, please elaborate there. Appreciate it. We're 2 likes away from 65. Just double tap. I think a little heart thing comes up, but to like the stream, there's a thumbs up symbol, I think, at the top. And it helps out a lot. What's up, Sheltsy? What's up, Tyler? Trump is a workhorse, though. Gotta give him that. He does not sleep. Probably explains the bags under his eyes. Someone says, I was addicted to Diet Coke. That stuff will burn your throat out. Yeah, it's rough. Are you attributing housing costs to foreign buyers? Do some research. That's not a drop in the bucket. I mean, that's absolutely a valid conversation to have. I mean, not only does it increase housing prices, but it also, you know, decreases the level of houses there are to buy. If people are buying big companies are buying entire neighborhoods, you know. I mean, works the other 20? Yeah, no golf or grift. I'm talking like all the other presidents didn't golf during their presidencies, but all right. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. 1 second. What's going on here?